The question is not why are you growing a beard? The question is why am I growing a beard and still shaving my balls? It doesn't make any sense at all. I think it's like a balance thing, you know? It's like, you know, if I'm shaved down and then I got to do this, you know? So if I ever shave my face again, you'll know. There's a full beard somewhere.
Who was the teacher you
Watch
threw?
this.
Oh, yeah, all right.
She actually stole, wow, look at this. I can do anything with it. Working, not working. Oh, they got you coming and going, man. You know what I mean? You try and you try and you give it all. You give it all to her. This is an incredible transformation.
It is an incredible transformation. Who was the teacher
Watch
you threw?
this.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Most celebrities walk onto a talk show prepared. They know the questions, they know the stories they'll tell, and they usually try to keep the conversation controlled and professional. But when Jim Carrey walked into the room, that plan immediately fell apart because Jim Carrey wasn't just another actor doing interviews. He treated every appearance like a live comedy stage, and the people sitting next to him, whether they were hosts, celebrities, or reporters, quickly realized one thing. Staying serious around Jim Carrey was nearly impossible. For decades, Jim Carrey built a reputation as one of the most unpredictable personalities in Hollywood. His energy didn't just show up in movies like Ace Ventura, The Mask, or Dumb and Dumber. It followed him everywhere, especially into interviews.
Because you're amazing, and I'm so excited for you.
Oh,
it's
thanks.
incredible that you've gotten as far as you have with your obvious physical disadvantages.
And once the cameras started rolling, anything could happen. Most actors try to avoid paparazzi, the flashing cameras, the constant questions, the chaos. It usually frustrates celebrities. But Jim Carrey saw it differently. To him, paparazzi weren't annoying. They were an audience. Instead of ignoring them, he would turn the moment into a performance.
I'm here tonight to present the Academy Award for Outstanding Achievement in Film Editing. That's all I'm here to do. I didn't expect that to happen. Winning the Oscar is not the most important thing in the world. It's an honor just to be oh, God.
He'd exaggerate reactions, make faces, improvise jokes, and sometimes even turn the photographers themselves into part of the comedy. What should have been an awkward encounter suddenly became entertainment. That ability to instantly transform an ordinary situation into a comedic moment is exactly what made Jim Carrey so different. And talk show hosts quickly learned that once Jim started talking, controlling the conversation became nearly impossible.
The question is not why are you growing a beard? The question is why am I growing a beard and still shaving my balls? It doesn't make any sense at all. I think it's like a balance thing, you know? It's like, you know, if I'm shaved down and then I got to do this, you know? So if I ever shave my face again, you'll know. There's a full beard somewhere.
Take his appearance with Jay Leno. The interview began normally enough. Leno asked Jim about his life and career, trying to guide the conversation like any other late-night interview. But within seconds, Jim completely flipped the tone. Instead of answering seriously, he exaggerated emotions, twisted the conversation into jokes, and delivered completely.
That's basically what goes on.
Unexpected responses. The audience erupted. Even Leno struggled to keep a straight face. Moments like that happened constantly when Jim Carrey appeared on television. Hosts would attempt to steer the conversation in one direction, and Jim would immediately send it somewhere completely different. And it wasn't just random chaos. Jim had a rare comedic skill: impressions. During interviews, he could suddenly transform into other celebrities with eerie accuracy. One moment, he was himself, and the next, he was imitating Matthew McConaughey, rolling imaginary boogers between his fingers and recreating the actor's laid-back mannerisms. The audience couldn't stop laughing. Even the hosts were sometimes stunned by how quickly he could switch characters. But perhaps the most impressive part of Jim Carrey's comedy was how natural it felt. Nothing looked rehearsed. He wasn't reading jokes or repeating prepared lines. Instead, it felt like his brain was constantly searching for the next funny idea, the next unexpected reaction, the next moment to turn something ordinary into something ridiculous. And sometimes that spontaneity created hilarious situations with other celebrities. During one appearance, Jim sat beside fellow actors while accepting an award.
We had a thing called the kidding face.
The kidding face.
The kidding face lets your friend know that you don't really mean what you're saying, and then he does the kidding face back to you, letting you know that that he's understands that you're kidding. Well, it would be like, you're an idiot. Try it, go ahead.
You look stupid bald.
But being Jim Carrey, he couldn't help himself and flipped the switch in classic fashion.
That's just the one thing that I didn't really want you to touch on, and you did. It's all funny, puppet master, you know, running everybody's lives, coming into another country. Ooh, I own the place, big deal.
The moment should have been a standard, respectful speech. Instead, Jim drifted completely off script. He joked with the audience, exaggerated his gratitude in absurd ways, and turned what should have been a formal moment into a full comedic performance. Even the people sharing the stage with him struggled to stay serious. That unpredictability is exactly what made Jim Carrey so entertaining to watch in interviews. Because no matter how many times he appeared on television, the same question always lingered. What is he going to do next? Sometimes the jokes came through impressions. Other times they came through storytelling. For example, Jim once described having dinner with legendary actor Anthony Hopkins, the same actor famous for playing Hannibal Lecter. But instead of telling the story normally, Jim explained how Hopkins described creating the character. According to Jim, Hopkins compared Hannibal Lecter to a mixture of a crocodile and a spider, a creature with infinite patience waiting for the perfect moment. The way Jim reenacted the story, complete with expressions and exaggerated tension, turned a simple dinner conversation into a hilarious performance. The audience was completely hooked, and that ability to act out stories, impressions, and emotions in real time is what made Jim Carrey's comedy so powerful. But behind all the humor, there were also moments where Jim hinted at something more personal. Occasionally during interviews, he would briefly drop the comedic persona and talk about real experiences, his childhood, his family, or the struggles that shaped him before fame. Yet even in those moments, he rarely stayed serious for long. Within seconds, he would flip the energy back into comedy, often with a perfectly timed joke or exaggerated reaction. It was almost as if humor was his natural language, and that may explain why audiences connected with him so strongly for so many years. Because Jim Carrey didn't just tell jokes, he performed them with his entire body, his facial expressions, his voice, his physical movements. Everything became part of the performance. That style of comedy is incredibly rare, and it's why so many clips of Jim Carrey's interviews continue to circulate online decades later. People don't just watch them for nostalgia. They watch them because those moments still feel alive. You can see hosts losing control of the interview. You can see celebrities struggling not to laugh. And you can see the audience completely caught off guard by whatever Jim decides to do next. That kind of energy can't really be planned. It comes from instinct. And Jim Carrey had that instinct better than almost anyone else in Hollywood, which is why, no matter how serious the setting was supposed to be, whether it was a talk show, an award ceremony, or a press interview, the moment Jim Carrey showed up, staying serious was no longer an option.